Hello, my name is Jay Stewart Grad, although my friends call me Jerry. If you're tuning into this video, you probably have some questions regarding criminal matters. Our office and myself personally handle all forms of criminal matters, from municipal court matters, motor vehicle matters, on up to felonies, street crimes, including homicides. We have personally handled homicide or murder trials, as well as all sorts of trials in between, drug cases, white-collar crimes, both on the federal and state level. Some information that you might find helpful is that in New Jersey we have a system called PTI. Stands for pretrial intervention. This only applies to indictables, and it allows, if you qualify, it allows the case to be put on hold, and you're put on a period of probation. And if you complete that probationary period, which is usually 18 months to 3 years, the case will ultimately be dismissed as if you were found not guilty. So if you qualify for PTI, this is a very helpful way to get the charges dismissed. Bear in mind that the state always has the burden of proof. You never have to prove your innocence in New Jersey. The burden of proof is on the state, and the burden is beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, in terms of some helpful information, it's generally a good idea not to give the police any statements. Or if you are going to give the police any kind of statements, do it with an attorney present. We're all familiar from television with the Miranda rights. You have to take those seriously. The cops will not hold it against you if you don't give them a statement. But you should have an attorney present if you intend to give the police any statement at all, and then be guided by your attorney. Bear in mind, if you give them a statement, even if it's a comment driving from the scene in the back of a police car, again, it can be recorded, it can be kept and used against you. There are no statements that you make that are, quote, off the record, end of quote. Everything's on the record. You have to assume that you're either being recorded or videoed. And again, the police will not tell you whether you're being recorded or videoed in most instances. So it's very important that you have the advice of an attorney when you deal with the police. Assume that the police are misrepresenting to you. If they say they've got evidence or statements or witnesses or whatever, the cops, believe it or not, are actually permitted to lie. They're permitted to attempt to deceive you to get helpful information that they can use against you, or pardon me, or against others. So just bear in mind your Miranda rights. You really don't want to talk to the police without an attorney present, regardless of what they tell you. The other thing that's very important for you to realize is, unlike what you see on television, the cops do not have the authority to cut a deal. They can't tell you, well, they can tell you, yes, we're going to go easy on you if you agree to this, that, or the other thing, or if you give us a statement. That is not binding on them, because they don't have the authority. That's just another mechanism they use to try and get helpful information out of you. The only ones who can, quote, cut a deal with you, give you a reduced charge, reduced sentence, is the prosecutor. On municipal court matters, such as motor vehicle matters, that's a municipal prosecutor. On the county level with indictable charges, that's the county prosecutor. If you're charged in a federal matter, that's the assistant U.S. attorney. Those are the only ones that have the authority to offer you any kind of plea bargain or deal. Oftentimes, after a conviction, a person wants to have that record erased, and there are certain rules regarding that in New Jersey. Those are called expungements, and we often handle expungements. There is a waiting period depending on the nature of the charge, and there's some charges for which you can never get an expungement by law. But for those that do qualify, we handle expungements as well as representation. We've had probably 200 or 300 trials, criminal trials, to a verdict. So we're well experienced in handling criminal matters. Getting back to expungements for a minute, there is no mechanism for federal cases, or federal convictions for expungements. That only applies to state cases, state and municipal cases. Again, if you have any questions regarding a criminal matter, if you've been charged or there's a potential you may be charged, because we also have represented witnesses, please feel free to call us for a free consultation. Thank you.